Your host, Jay, also known as Coach Jay. Damn it, I bring the best talent to my platform. Today, I brought a phenomenal MMA fighter. She is a kick-ass fighter. Has me scared. I had to hide my wallet over the screen. Please introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Cheyenne Hall, and I am a fighter out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
So, let's dive into this. I want to get the cliche questions out the way. Why
Okay.
MMA?
Why MMA? I wanted something that would challenge me and also be a way that I could keep in shape for a while. And then once I started competing, I fell in love with it. And so it became the thing that like I could turn my brain off and go do it, and I had the best time. So like nothing else could really compare. I tried
But
a couple things. I tried CrossFit. I tried a couple things, and nothing could compare.
yeah, you just said that CrossFit. I can see you doing CrossFit.
I did a little bit of CrossFit, but
'Cause-
I threw a tire or two in my day. Yeah.
But you decided to get into the kick-ass world.
Yes.
Because you don't, and I tell this to people, especially young men and women that want to get involved in the sport. You don't play MMA.
No.
That person looking across you wants to hurt you as bad as you want to hurt them.
Hmm.
Do you get like a Mamba-ish mentality?
Um, well, so in what way do you mean? Maybe.
Going walking walking
What?
into the cage. Do you
No,
get
walking
them?
in a cage, it's probably one of the most composed that I am because I'm like, I've done the work. It's all done. I've been I feel like for the like if you gotta go to camp anyways, I mean if you take something last minute, not always the case, but it's like if you came through camp, you've taken the hits, you've done all the work, you've done all the preparation, and when you get to go in the cage, you've done the weight cut, and when you get to go in the cage, you just kind of get to do what you like. Like you get to go in there and do what you've been waiting all this whole time to do, depending on how long you've been off or whatever. So yeah, I don't get too crazy about it. I don't get too mean. I don't get too like mean muggy in the warm up or the back or whatever. Try to stay pretty even keeled because I do feel like when I was an amateur, maybe I would like amp myself up like that a little bit, and then I adrenaline dump, and then that's not a good way to be if you got to go out there and fight for
Yeah.
15 minutes.
That's true. That's a good point. But I
You
don't
gotta
see
stay
your
on
fights
level.
lasting. I don't see your fights
Only
lasting.
last couple, nope. Nope.
We're gonna get into that.
We don't want them to last 15 minutes if they don't have to, but you
I
gotta be
don't blame
prepared.
you.
You gotta be ready.
You take jujitsu.
I do.
What rank are you?
Purple belt.
Ooh, okay. Gi no
Yeah.
gi. Which one do you prefer?
Nogi for sure. Yeah.
You know,
Nogi.
I am dying to meet an MMA fighter that says, you know what, Jay? I like gi. Everyone, no gi, no
You
gi,
let
no
me know if
gi.
you find one. I feel like I feel like we all like Nogi. I know. It makes me just I used to train in a gym where like they wouldn't really promote you too well if unless you did train in the gi because they're very traditional and just like how they promote and how they view jujitsu and stuff. So I would have to train in the gi a whole lot there. And it just makes me irate when somebody chokes me with my clothes. I don't know. Something about that. Like something about being
I,
choked with a jacket. It makes me like want to scream.
but I love the gi. I love training gi. I'm not a big fan of no gi. I would prefer to do the gi.
I feel like no-gi we get to use a little bit more of your athletic ability too, and in the gi it
Uh,
slows it down, so it's more technical for sure.
uh,
So
thank you
I'm
for
sure
that.
I like it because of
Thank you
that.
for
I like
letting
doing
everybody know I have no athleticism.
yeah, right. I like doing a lot of like jumpy, spinny stuff.
Yeah, all right. So you've been taking. I know becoming an MMA fighter. There's a rigorous schedule. You do Muay Thai. You have to train striking. You have to train Jiu-Jitsu. How do you find the balance?
That's hard. So especially when it's not as bad now because now everybody's kind of like trains MMA, you know. But like when I first started, and like it's been 10 years ago almost now, but it was like you had a Muay Thai class and then you had a Jiu-Jitsu class, and there was no mixing of the MAs really. Like you were
Hmm.
just kind of training both and then having to figure out on your own how to transition between the two. So I feel like I do a good job of like I've got like a boxing coach I work with pretty often. I've got district jujitsu classes that we do, but we've also got like days a week where we do like mix in the martial arts. So we do like MMA at least 3 days. And then I have even our like my head coach, he like focuses on okay, well if we're doing a jujitsu class, then he'll balance in whatever, like, but this would be good, but better for MMA. Like, you don't want to go to deep half here, right?
Yeah,
Or something.
yeah.
So, yeah. So, I think it's a little bit easier now that everybody is taking more of an incorporated approach to training. But I feel like, I don't know. I feel like probably like 3 days of striking works for me, 3 days of jujitsu, and then whatever else I can fit in there. As long as I can fit like two, 2 or 3 days of each, and then whatever else fits in.
And then you have to work on your cardio.
Yeah. I do. But I'm fortunate to train in a gym that pushes hard pretty often. Yeah.
Okay.
Like Sunday mornings, like this is probably our hardest practices this morning.
All right.
Yeah.
Now,
I think last Sunday in like an hour and a half, I burned like 1,000 calories or something.
wow.
Yeah. I think it was more than an hour and a half. It was probably an hour and like 45 minutes or something, but still, it's a push.
Now, I know you say you do jujitsu and you're purple belt. Do you compete?
Yeah, sometimes I competed against a brown belt earlier this year in like March, I want to say, maybe. It might have been earlier than that. I can't remember. But yeah, I compete every now and then. I was trying to get on that subversive card that they just had. I don't know if you just saw that,
Oh
but
no.
I couldn't find anybody to combat jujitsu me. But it was over in like Lancaster area in PA, but it was like
Okay.
Pittsburgh versus Philly, and so we were,
Oh
yeah,
man. Oh,
it
I
was pretty
know.
good. It was pretty good. A
That's
lot of our team was on it. Probably I think we probably had 9 people on there, but they couldn't find a girl match. So
it's all right.
no,
But
but
it's like
yeah,
we
I
say,
like to compete. I don't do like worlds or anything anymore just because if you're trying to be a fighter and balance having to do the striking, having to do all the other stuff, it's so hard to be good at just sport jujitsu because the rule set, you got to learn the rule sets, you got to like learn all the leg lock stuff that doesn't really matter that much in MMA, and that's important because that's what a lot of those guys go for. So
yeah.
yeah, I mean, I don't do a whole lot of like the IBJJF stuff,
Uh,
but yeah, I still compete sometimes.
I do like watching the when they roll with each other in the IBJJF. I enjoy
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. And one of my good training partners and friends, Claire, she just does jujitsu, and she's a black belt in Pittsburgh now, but she does all that stuff in the ADCCs and stuff, and she's brilliant. If any new jujitsu move that I learned that works, I stole it from her. Yeah, I stole it from Claire for
Okay,
sure.
we're giving her credit, like photo
Yeah.
credit.
Oh yeah, give her flowers for sure. But yeah, they're so smart and so technical, and I just like when I'm done fighting, I'm sure I will compete more in jujitsu.
I do want to ask you about the breathing because in jujitsu, you pick your spots where you rest.
Yeah.
Were you able to translate that into MMA?
Sometimes, sort of, yeah. Yeah, you got to be able to you can't really take a rest like you can in jujitsu because you've always got something that can be coming at you. Like, especially like in jujitsu, if you're on your back for just a second, like they're in your close guard, whatever, you have a second there where you can just take a minute, but not if there's punches coming at your face. So
Yeah,
you can still kind of find those spots where you can catch your breath and, like get your wind back or whatever, but they're different spots, I would say. And also a little bit fewer and further between.
yeah. I was gonna say that the rest
Yeah.
periods must be a lot shorter.
Yeah, yeah,
Like you
yeah.
get like a 3 second rest when
Yeah.
jiu-jitsu you probably get like 5, 6, 7 seconds. We could lean on the
You
person
take a
there.
couple structured breaths real quick and then you're back on it though, probably.
Yeah.
Much more scrambly in MMA.
Okay, now here's the uncomfortable question that we're gonna dive into.
Okay.
You decide to become a pro fighter.
Mhm.
What led you to becoming a pro fighter?
I had my last amateur fight and it was I ended up losing it, but it was like a weird talon injury type of thing. No big deal. It was Amy's. We're still learning, whatever. But I really felt like after that fight, me and the girl like, that I was going against, I felt like that was a pro fight. I felt like that was my first pro fight. I felt like she was a tough opponent. She was pro level. We fought, it was a belt for a title. So it would have been 15 minutes because it would have been 3 5-minute rounds. So I was like, I knew I could go the distance of it. And I just felt ready after that. And my coach called me afterwards and said, "You're ready." And that's when I decided, I guess. So I figured better, if I'm not going to do it now, I'm not going to do it because time catches all of us, right?
Yeah, it does. Father Time is undefeated.
Uh-huh.
You decide to go pro. Clearly, we spoke about this behind the scenes. Again, I'm not trying to cross a line with you. I think I'm scared of you and you're a phenomenal fighter.
It's okay. It's all good.
You do lose your first fight.
I do.
rear naked choke. How much did it hurt to lose? And how hard was it to watch the film to see the mistake when she got you?
That was probably the hardest part, I would say. I hate watching film on myself, first of all, just because I can pick every little thing. How I'm my own worst critic for sure. So I hate watching film on myself, but you got to do it because you got to learn from your mistakes. So I gave myself a week before I watched it.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'm gonna give
Wow.
myself a week to decompress. I'm gonna go eat all the food I couldn't eat whenever I was kind of weight. I'm gonna call my mom. I'm gonna like do all this, like hang out with my friends. So then but a week later I watched it back, and yeah, it it hurt for sure because I trained hard and I thought I was ready, and I had like a little bit of hype behind me, and I just felt like you feel like you let people down whenever that happens. I feel like too because I have such a good gym and such a good coach, and I just felt like I didn't go out there and represent them the best way that I felt like I could. So that was rough. And then I'm not like the nicest with my self-talk most of the time. So it took me like a couple weeks to talk myself back in, but I did come back into the gym. It was about a week and a half later, and I usually don't take that full week
Mm-hmm.
after a fight. Usually I'm like itching to get back in there. But yeah, I gave myself a little bit of time to just kind of sit with those feelings. And I think that doing that and just being able to also just tell myself like, hey, everybody gets caught, we can go and learn from this. Like I'm not ending my career as a 0-1 pro fighter. That is not how this is going to go. Like obviously I'm a little bit behind on the record I'd like, but that just means I have to work harder.
Yeah.
So and so I did that, I guess, for a little while, and then it ended up paying off because I won my next couple, so that was
Yeah.
good. But yeah, but
Clearly.
I mean, I just feel like letting yourself sit with those emotions and process it and feel it, and don't just try to go on to the next thing, because then you're just going to be like, I probably would have just been like bitter training, like I didn't even want to be here, didn't like, it would have felt more like a job than if I just would have allowed myself to feel those emotions and sit with it for a second and come back and actually enjoy training again. Because once it starts to feel like a job, I'm probably out.
No, no, no. That is the
Yeah, I'm like,
best
I've
thing.
got a job, I've got another job, like I don't need to not have fun
Yeah.
here. Like, yeah.
That I 100% agree with that. Once it feels like a job, no sense of doing it.
Yeah.
First day back, first day back, you go back to the gym. Your first day back in the gym, excuse me. You open the door, you walk in, removing the sense of disbelief, the sense of letdown, how you felt like you disrespected the gym, which you did not, but it happens. When did you feel like, let's get over it? Like you kind of like this is what I say, the mamba mentality kicked in. Get over
Yeah.
yourself. Everybody loses. Get
Right.
over it. When
Yeah.
did that kick into you?
It was probably about 2 weeks after when I started training again, and I realized that like nobody else cares. Like, I'm like nobody else even remembers that happened, and everybody else like I'm like the only one that's still harping on this, because it's, of course, it's my life and it's my whatever, but like just move on. We're on to the next thing. On to the next thing. Yeah.
You get in two fights, Bonnie Mary, unanimous decision, kick ass, you destroy it, you win it. How does it feel? First Bonnie, that was your first victory, correct?
Yes.
How did it feel to get the victory that you
It was
deserved?
I feel like well, it was like surreal, and also it went the full 15 minutes, which is wild because I had her in some crazy positions, but her defense was just like, gosh, she was very tough. She's probably the toughest girl I've ever fought.
Oh, fair
Yeah,
enough.
yeah, her defense was just like like I would think I'd have her in a position where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get a finish, and then she would do something she'd throw a punch from the bottom, and I'm like, ah, so I had to go start from zero again. But yeah, it was crazy. So it went the whole 15 minutes. So I was like, okay, badass. I know I can do the whole time. I know I can do the whole time. And then secondarily, it was wonderful to win there because I was in Morgantown, which is my like hometown kind of. So it's in West Virginia, and I got to win, and all my friends were there, all my buddies from college. I think my parents were at that one too. Yeah, that might have been the first one that my parents. No, my parents. The first one they came to was Mary. I take that back. But no, it was great to win, and great to honestly just prove to myself that like I belong to be in there. I belonged in there because
Hometown pressure.
yeah, hometown pressure. That's right.
How
Hometown
did you handle
support.
it?
Hometown
No, no,
support.
but you have to let's be honest, there's a little pressure there.
Oh yeah,
College friends, family members, friends that become family,
yeah.
all there.
Yeah, and nobody wants to go out after that and sell and be like, "Well, we lost." Like, I didn't want to go to my old Morgantown haunts and be like, "Yeah, I'm here as the loser." Like, no.
And then you don't want to get the cliche speech. Oh, everybody loses. Don't worry about it.
Yes, for
But you
sure.
you get the victory. You bounce back. Mary comes along. You get the another victory, another dominant victory from your parents. Was there added pressure knowing that mom and dad in the front row?
Knowing that mom was there for
Okay,
sure.
I apologize. Knowing that
Well, no,
mom
you're
was
good.
there.
My dad does like my dad had been to one before. So he snuck up and like came to one of Miami fights on my birthday once. But my
Okay.
mom is she's a mom, dude. She doesn't want to watch me get punched in the face.
Okay.
And it was the first fight. Mary was one of the first fights it, one of it was the first fight as a pro that I was on the bottom for any period of time. And so I remember in my brain in the middle of this fight, I was like, not in front of my mom. Absolutely not. I think I butterfly swept her right after that because I was just like, this is not happening. That's not even a MMA move, really. It's just jujitsu. But oh, it was crazy. But it was that was yeah, there was a little bit out of pressure just because my mom was there and she's not they're not a fighter family. We're a baseball family. So
Okay.
I'm the first one that is throwing hands in the Hall clan. Well,
Okay.
at least in the cage. I don't know. We had some wild ones,
Yeah.
but
That daddy's little girls fighting.
yeah.
How does he take that?
He paces. He's like a traditional wrestling dad. Like you ever see those guys? They're in the back of the gym just pacing around. Like he can't sit still. He can't sit down.
Does he
He's
stay in the back?
yes. He stands in the back and paces. And then if he's at home and he can't come, he's like, "I'm sore as just as sore as you the next time because I was helping you with those punches." He's like, he'll like he'll be shadow boxing watching them.
It's like he's kind of like doing Rocky Five.
Yeah, and his name is Rocky, so that's
Okay.
crazy.
I,
He got to get into character to help me out.
I gotta get to, he thinks he's like, hey, come on, Tommy, do what I'm
That's
doing.
right. That's right. That's right. Tell my mom to get him something from the kitchen, like, yo, Adrian.
Then you fight, I believe her name is Carissa, if I'm saying it correctly.
Yeah, yes, Carissa, I think. Tim's.
You beat her ground on the ground striking. Talk to me about that.
First finish. It was awesome. First finish as a pro. I was pumped.
It was fun.
Yeah, she rolled for a knee bar, which is not the best move you could do in MMA, in my opinion. Because I mean, in jiu-jitsu, it's a different thing because nobody's throwing punches at you, and it's like
Yeah.
even if you think your jiu-jitsu is a little bit better than theirs, there's a chance you get caught on the bottom there, and then they just are in a prime position to hold you down and punch you there. So I ended up. I don't even think I got the finish from that position. I think she might. It might have been from that. I'd have to get back and rewatch that now. But I know, yeah. So, but that was my first finish as a pro, and it was also probably it was in Pittsburgh, so it was one of my first. It was my first win in Pittsburgh as a pro. Yeah,
Okay.
and so that was a pretty fun event as well for us. We had a lot of like I was also again kind of hometown pressure because now I guess now I got two hometowns now that I've moved
Yeah.
around a bit. But yeah, I'll claim Steel City too. I'll claim it.
All right, there you go.
But yeah, but
Steel
that was
City.
pretty good. At that point, I'm feeling like I got a little bit of like not hype, but a little bit or momentum. There we go. That's Lord.
Yeah.
I got a little bit of momentum under me, and I was just kind of ready to do what was next, and then I think that was the September to then November fight. That was my last one
Now we
for
gotta
now.
talk about Patty. You gotta
Yeah.
bring that up. That I've been holding back because I've been holding back and waiting for this one to come. And this is no knock on her because she's a
No,
phenomenal
definitely
fighter.
not.
Be, everybody understand for you to step in the cage, you have to have some cojones. You have to understand I'm putting my life on the line. So we have to give them their respect and their flowers for even entering the
Sure.
cage.
Yeah, and she looked scary. Whenever I got in there, I was like, okay, she's covered in tats and she's jacked. All right. She's bigger than she was when we weighed in yesterday. Okay.
She did maybe she did the water diet, ate the pasta, and
Oh
ballooned
yeah, I'm
back up.
sure. But I remember being in there and like, all right.
Did you did you feel her weight when she grabbed you?
Not as much. And then I think it's maybe just because I have so many like wrestling, like good like grappling partners from especially from feet and it's maybe just because of that. But like I didn't really feel it as much now.
Gotcha.
We
Now,
train that so heavy.
okay. So you train in the school I go to, I was gonna say let's men and women roll with each other. Because he
Yeah.
says you have to learn the difference. Do you go do
Mhm.
that?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. If we didn't have like commingling of men and women's classes, I would have barely any training partners. It'd be me and the same three girls, and they're hating our lives every day.
Do you think that that helped you for the Patty fight?
Yeah, for sure. I do. I for sure do. I think that, and also like my boxing coach and I worked exactly like that thing. That's the one that the combo I threw, we worked at it for like weeks in advance, and it just kind of happened to work the first time.
Yeah,
Like,
I was gonna get into that.
yeah,
uh, Combo. Oh my God. Oh my God. Those were the only words that came to my mind. I remember what I told you. I thought she died.
I know.
The way
She's
you the way you rocked her. I still to this moment don't understand how the ref didn't stop it earlier.
yeah,
Be-
yes.
You
Because I
could
thought
have
she was on skates from that first the overhand right.
yeah, that hit her wow, clean. And you saw it in her face.
Yeah,
You saw
immediately.
it
Yeah, and
immediately.
as a fighter too, like as the aggressor in that situation, I was like smell blood in the water. I was like, I don't care what happens in the next 3 seconds. I've won this fight. Is how I felt. You know what I mean? Just because I don't, it's crazy to feel that the first time you ever like hit somebody like that. You know what I mean? I don't know. That was the first time that I'd ever felt like I got a true knockout instead of like TKO or whatever. Or,
Yeah, yeah, that was I was
yeah,
a that was as clean and as flush as you can get it. When it happened and you saw her go down, I understand the shark in you came out, she's gone. But what was the first thing that ran through your mind? Because you was like, oh shit, I got her ass.
yeah. I was. I think it was something about, oh, that worked, and then I was like, oh, that worked, and then I was pumped, and then with the you got to stay on it because that's always my thing in sparring. I'm always like, oh yeah, that was cool. I hit that move, and then I forget that I'm fighting for a second. But yeah, I was like, oh, that worked. That was cool. But then when she fell down, I was like, this is my world. Like
Yeah.
I
Oh, it
feel
was
like
over.
yeah, I feel like ground and I mean, I don't know that I'm super great at fighting or anything, but I am confident in my ability to hold someone down and punch them in the face for sure.
Yeah, yeah, no, no, of course.
Yeah. I'm
She
not great at
was
jujitsu. I'm not great at striking, but
oh no, your power was there.
yeah,
That hit was wow.
thank you. I was also hoping to make that more of a striking fight because I feel like a lot of people know about my wrestling and jujitsu stuff, and I don't know. I feel like I've ever showcased a lot of my striking ability that I have, and I got into this because I like Muay Thai. It's like
Well,
I didn't even like jujitsu. Yeah.
but that clearly put woke up the eyes.
Yeah.
Even it was, I tend to not to like to listen to commentators because sometimes commentators
Yeah,
can
me
be
too.
biased. I kind of like to mute them, but for this one, I was listening to it, and even the commentator was like, he acknowledged that the referee messed up. He said this should be stopped. He was like, and you
Yeah.
see the commissioner's already up, getting up to stop it.
Yeah.
Congratulations, that's pretty big. That had to soup your ego up.
Yeah. It was awesome. Yeah, it was a great night
the,
too. Yeah.
did you
Big
like
celebration after that one.
did you kind of like did you kind of like mess with your husband and come home and we saw that knockout? You want to do what I say? You get like that
I
too.
try. He's a black belt and I try to fight him all the time. It never works.
It never works. So.
I know, not yet. I'll keep y'all posted, but so far no wins for me. Not even after he had surgery.
Yeah. Hey, we could try, right?
Yeah, you gotta keep trying.
You got to keep trying. I
Yeah,
do. I was gonna say I do notice that your striking ability is very good,
thanks.
and you kind of like it's not like you don't get overzealous.
Yeah, I hope not. I feel like that's one of the first things that I learned in sparring is that like anytime I would get overzealous, that's when somebody would counter me and I would be like, I
Yeah.
don't know, I would get fricked up. But
But how do you keep that composure?
um probably just reps of like doing it in sparring and that's probably it. Honestly, it's just cage time. In my opinion, because I didn't always do such a good job of that in Amis. You can go back and watch my fight. I can think of it now. But like Mary Salmassi was the girl's name. She came down from Michigan, and I fought her. I think it was my only fight that I did at 155. But in that fight, I'm just like chasing her down. I'm just like chasing her down, throwing wild, and I mean like it was just it was very amateur looking, but it was also very impatient. And I definitely feel like if I would have been more patient and manage my space better, that I could have finished that fight too. So I actually, looking back on that tape, was one of the reasons that I changed that about myself. So I just really try to work on it sparring.
Was it challenging at the beginning to keep that composure? Because you hit someone, you can feel it, and
Yeah.
you're like, oh, I got this person, I got them, and then you kind of get into it, and then you fall into a trap, and you're getting tired.
Yeah, yeah, and that's the thing. It's like you've got to be able to manage, like, when do I go, like, because I could finish them, or when do I conserve energy because this isn't the one. And
Yeah,
that's something I figured out I had to figure out as a pro. Honestly, probably the first time that or when I fought Bonnie, that first win, that fight with the whole distance, and I was able to really learn a lot in that fight, just about managing my gas tank and all that. So. And it is hard if you hit somebody square, sometimes you like they're not always going to go down, and it's not always going to be like, yeah, I hit him clean. So now, I've got this, that they're coming back with their own stuff sometimes. Like, you got to be ready for that. And, you got to be thinking not only about like how you're going to cause damage to them, but if they're not rocked, you got to be thinking about like, what am I going to do to mitigate the damage that they're going to do to me? Cause I'm in this close now.
yeah.
So I don't
No,
know.
no, it's true.
Got to practice, I
Yeah.
guess. I had to practice it a lot. If there's a way to learn it sooner, somebody could have told me
Yeah.
though. So if they, yeah, I was gonna say if somebody has learned that without getting punched in the face a lot, then and they didn't tell me, they're not my friend.
But I noticed too, and I remember when I told you, I wrote notes about you on my board. You're not afraid to bang. And I noticed that about you. You're not afraid.
I like it sometimes. Firefights fun sometimes, but my coach isn't a big fan of when we do that.
Where, where did you build that fearlessness to want to bang?
That just comes from being prepared from camp, I think. I feel like you got to be ready to, I mean, you signed a contract where like it basically says like if you die in there because of something that happens, it's not our fault, and you have to sign it here and say that. So like you got to be ready to go in there and put on a good show and just enjoy it. You know what I mean? Like, it's the most free you're ever going to get to be in there. It's the most free. So
Gotcha.
just throw hands. It's a great great time. If you don't like to throw hands a little bit, you should probably be doing something else. Yeah.
I like that. I haven't heard that term in a long time, throwing hands.
Yeah. Gotta bring it back.
Got to bring it back.
Gotta bring it
But
back.
but you seem very comfortable in the cage. Do you have an alter ego?
A little bit. A little bit. That's the bat queen. Yeah,
That
for sure, for sure. I do feel like I go somewhere else in my brain when I'm in there, because I'm like, it's it's game. It's like it's anybody that's played a sport, kind of like, to some degree. It's like you got a game, you got an on switch, like
yeah,
you game mode. So I don't think that that's like necessarily even specific to MMA. There are higher stakes in MMA because, like you said, you don't play it.
you know,
It's a game, right? But no, it's the same little like competitor gene, whatever that is.
gotcha.
Whatever it is that like makes you want to like go out and do a whole lot of hard work and try to be better than people at stuff. Like, whatever
Yeah,
that
no, no.
is.
Yeah, no, I get you because it's like you
Go
versus the
getter
other
gene, yeah.
opponent, and you got to build that mentality.
Yeah. I do feel like I kind of go into like a different place, and I go into like more of a flow state now, which is also different from Miami's.
Okay.
I've really
Uh,
noticed that in the last couple of years.
like a flow state? Like, what do you mean by that?
Yeah.
Can you elaborate?
Yeah. So like you're not having to think about everything that you're doing. Like, you're able to just do it because these are the movements you've been done 10,000 times. And like, so sometimes I'll be in fights sometimes, and I'll throw a combination or something, and I'll be like, man, I haven't done that in a year. I forgot I even
What?
learned that,
Where
you
this
know?
come from?
Yeah, but you gotta trust your body, and to remember the things you did, and you gotta trust your preparation. And then eventually, and then on game day or on fight night, I mean, that should all just be built into you. You shouldn't have to think about it too hard, in my opinion.
I do want to talk about you being a high risk, low reward fighter. And again, that's to me, and I know I'm not part of the promotion company, I'm not a fight manager, but in my opinion, that is one of the biggest compliments you could ever get
Thank
in the fight world. You are a high risk, low reward. Not saying that you're not a superstar, but they know if they get in the cage with you, 9 out of 10 times they're gonna get their asses handed to them in a silver platter.
you.
So they don't want to take it. But there's always a but to it.
Right.
It's hard to get fights.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we're all out here seeing that a little bit. Yeah, especially all the women.
Yeah, like how do you not let that destroy you and keep you pushing forward?
Yeah. It's hard because it's some days like I'm eating like just grilled chicken and being on my meal plan and like passing over family trips for something that just might happen. You know what I mean? And then it does, and then it doesn't. And you feel like you gave up like for instance, if I miss something with my sisters or my family back home because it's about a 5 hour drive to them, because I have a fight coming up, like for that March thing, I missed a few things, and then something happens week of, and you have no fight now. You're out all this money, you're out all this time, you're out like everybody's out ticket sales now because people have already been buying them up to this week, and then you just feel it's disheartening because you feel like, well, man, what was all that work for? Oh, I did all that for what? For nothing. And
No,
then
no, I get it. I mean, I
yeah, but
don't, but I
you can't live there though, because that's a dangerous place to live. That's where you can get sucked into just like giving up on yourself. And yeah, you can't live there. But like I said earlier, you gotta like sit with those emotions, allow yourself to feel the stuff, but give yourself a hard cutoff. I have to give myself a hard cutoff. I'm like, okay, Sunday night though, we're getting over it.
yeah.
Sunday night, we're getting over it and we're gonna move on. So I've learned with myself, it's actually, you know what, my best friend Carly, I'm gonna give her a shout out because she is the one that said, how about we feel like this until tomorrow at noon? And I was like, okay. And then since then I kind of just adopted that for myself because
Shout
it
out to
works.
Cardi.
Shout out to Carly.
Do you
Yeah, she's my mental health coach. She doesn't get paid nearly enough.
do you get do you have like a comfort food?
Oh, pizza. Yes, pizza and ice cream. Either one. I mean,
Okay.
both preferably.
Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. I know so you said especially for women.
Mhm.
The fight game for women, and I've interviewed a couple of MMA women fighters, and they say, Jay, 5 years ago, it was a lot harder to get a fight than it is now. Still
Yeah.
somewhat difficult, but there's more frequency of card events and women being on the card events.
Yes.
You being in the fight world, wrestling, jujitsu, you kind of Muay Thai, you kind of went up to that. You've seen the progression. How exciting is it for you to know the next generation is going to have it much easier than what you had?
Oh, I'm so pumped for them. I hope I get to watch. For instance, okay, I got another shout out. This little girl, she's not a little girl. She's a little beast. Her name is Honor. I'm not sure how
Honor?
old Honor is. Honor.
Okay.
Yeah, she cross trains with us, and she was at our Sunday practice this morning in the Shark Tanks with the grown-ups, and she
Wow.
was whooping
Shark
us.
Tanks?
Yes,
Oh,
and she's
wow.
probably like comes up to here on me, but she's in there. I was one of my best friends from training, Erica. She was like, she's getting bigger. It's a problem because she's been training since she was 4 years old, probably, and her brothers are both, I think they're in their like high school, college, or but maybe both college age, but they're both MMA fighters. Her dad's a black belt. Like their whole family has just been doing this since they were little, and she wants to fight later. She's gonna be a problem. Like, and I can't, and I just feel like as there are so many more opportunities for like girls in jujitsu, and then especially now in wrestling. I don't know if your state has sanctioned
Yes.
women's wrestling now. Okay, yep. So we have that too. Just there are more opportunities for women to get better earlier, and I think that's just going to keep progressing as we go. I think that like we're going to see a very big uptick of talent in women's MMA in the next probably 10 years. It's going to be great.
I would say less, but I would
Think
say 10
less.
max. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm thinking like when those college wrestlers get out, when do they get out? Like, yeah, maybe less. Yeah.
because actually I can give her a shout out. Annalise, I call her quarterback. She's doing wrestling. And,
Nice.
she's a freshman wrestler. And she wrestled my niece. She was supposed to wrestle my niece. And my niece told me, she goes, Jay, she calls me, she's Spanish term. She's like, Theo, she's phenomenal. She's only 14.
Yeah.
She was wrestling seniors and destroying them. So good for her,
She's gonna be a menace. And good for
Right?
her.
Good for
Good for
her.
her. I know. I'm like, have her box in the summer.
Because you're seeing the evolution of women's sports. It's coming. It's coming. You
Yeah,
see it.
for sure.
And,
Yeah, it's so
and
cool.
it,
I mean, I had to move to Pittsburgh basically just because I didn't have any female training partners hardly. I had like a couple, but they were, I mean, it's a college town, so people are in and out all the time. It's like,
yeah,
wasn't the best, but I'm so pumped to see where it goes.
gotcha.
I
Gotcha.
think that there's going to be like high school kids that were as good as I was as a beginning Amy, like in 5 years probably.
Yeah, it's coming. It's definitely coming.
Yeah, honored to be a part of what got it started. Can't wait to see where.
My final question of the day for you. Well, it's more of a statement. What advice would you give a young lady that wants to do MMA, wants to do wrestling? But
Okay.
because I ask, because there's a couple of young ladies I know they want to do it, but they're scared to do it. And I tell them, don't be afraid, just do it. What if coming from me, they're not going to listen to me. But coming from someone like you, they will more than likely pay attention to. What advice would you give them?
So I feel like the scariest part is just walking in. Just walking in by yourself. It's a room full of people you don't know. Most of them are going to be dudes. That's just how it's going to be. It took me probably a week to convince myself to do it. Like I took like a whole week of just being like, maybe I'll do it tomorrow, you know? And
Yeah,
then, but then once I walked in there, everybody was super nice to me. I got signed up. We immediately started in a kickboxing class. My brain turned off and I had a great time. And then I'm here 10 years later, still loving it. Yeah. So the hardest part's walking in, just get in there and try it. Say
there you
yes.
go.
That's
Say
what I said on my
yes.
last podcast. I'm like, just say yeah. Like, if you get an opportunity and you're the only reason that you're turning it down is because you're afraid. Nope, say yes.
Gotcha.
It's like you want to do it, but you can come up with all these excuses, but those excuses are kind of crap. Like, just say yes, do it.
Gotcha. Just do it.
Take the flight, walk in the gym, whatever it is.
So, Hall, I want to thank you for your time. I had a blast. Definitely going to bring you back. I'll talk to you behind scenes about something. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.